We've reached your final project of the semester. So it's a pretty straightforward way to wind down the semester, but this video will review the basic premise and the requirements, but you should read the assignment sheet on your own for all of the details. So for this project, you will be developing a personal archive of your time in the course, along with an appendix and a reflection. So you've done primary and secondary research throughout the course, and now it's time to look inward and look at another type of primary source, an archive. So an archive is a collection of materials that hold meaning or have enduring value. An appendix, for the purposes of this project, is a place for you to write annotations about each of the archival items. So the individual reflection is just a basic reflection. You'll have specific questions to answer and a word count to hit. But you should format the project in a folder of some kind. So I will not accept zip files, so you should create a Google Drive folder or a Microsoft OneDrive folder with all of the project materials. The folder should be set so that anybody with the link can view it. The appendix should have each section appropriately labeled to match the name of the file in the archive, so that way the audience can clearly connect what annotation is about what archival item. Your archival items might take the forms of PDFs or Google or Word documents. Your audience for this project is future students. So imagine that someone is going through the archive of your work and they're looking to see what they can learn about the class. However, you are also part of the audience for this project, so don't feel like you need to center or cater specifically to someone that you don't know, right? If there's a piece of writing that you did that you're especially proud of, even if it's not the most formal or the best piece of writing you've ever done, you can still include that. So part of this is reflection for you. Because we are an online class, the university doesn't set a specific final exam period for us. So with that in mind, we'll say that your final is due no later than Friday, May 1st at 11:59 p.m. That's when the school year officially ends, so that's when your final project must be submitted. There are no extensions permitted, no late work accepted, and no revisions allowed. Again, there are no extensions permitted, no late work accepted, and no revisions allowed. To the Canvas assignment, you should submit a folder which will contain the archival materials, your annotations, and your personal reflection. The archival materials should be materials from this class. You should pick between 7 and 10 archival materials, and you must have one of at least each of these, right? So your major project submissions, one minor assignment, one activity, one video, and one reading. Remember that we want things with enduring value, so pick things that are meaningful to you. Since you need 7 to 10 materials, you will need to have multiple of some materials, right? You might pick one reading, one major project, 2 activities, one minor assignment, and 2 videos, and so that gets you to 7. Right? You can adjust the numbers however you'd like, but you need at least one of each of those items, and you need 7 to 10 items total. In the appendix, you need to write 750 to 1,000 words total. You can reach those 750 to 1,000 words by answering each of these questions for each of your archival materials. So what is the material? What is its significance to you? Or in other words, what made you pick it? And how does it exemplify at least one of the NACE competencies? So you can find all of those listed on the last page of this assignment sheet. For the written reflection, you should write at least 500 words, and you should answer all of the questions listed. I won't read them all out loud to you, but you can read the assignment sheet for more details. Again, your project is due no later than Friday, May 1st at 11:59 p.m. Under no circumstances will extensions, late work, or revisions be accepted. If you get an incomplete on this project, you cannot revise it. If you try to turn it in even 30 seconds late, I will not accept it. This is a hard deadline, and it's one that cannot move in the slightest. So you must complete all 4 major projects in order to pass the class. If you don't complete this one or you turn it in late, that means you don't pass the class and you get to retake English 104. So please, 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 please turn things in on time and make sure they're done correctly when you turn them in. If you have any questions, please let me know.